What's up? What's up? We are live. Hope everyone is doing very well. I have no time frame of when I'm gonna do the Tuesdays and Thursday streams. I just had some free time, and so I was like, you know what, we'll go live now. Kind of because a lot of people have different things going on at night and stuff. So I thought it would be cool to switch up the times and everything so that, you know, maybe I'll do late afternoon on Tuesdays and then evening on Thursdays, and then of course late night on Saturdays. What's going on, everyone? Let's go through here and say what's up. What's up, Matthew, Lean Steak, Julio, GBR, Garrett, Zelda's biggest fan, Robzilla, Mr. Dons, Ayush, Garrett, Robzilla, Lean Steak, we already said hey to you. The Clown World Review with the $2 dono. Hail RGT, happy Switch Pro Tuesday. And yeah, it is a Switch Pro. Well, the new thing is the 5G Switch. That evidently is the hot topic right now, which I wasn't going to make a video on it initially, but the more I thought about it, the stupider it seemed. And when something is really stupid, it just starts to make more sense, especially when we're talking about, you know, how Nintendo does things. It just starts to make more sense. What's up, Matt, C-Los, Armando, Droid Powers, Tech, Capital P, B-Flex, LWIAY, Y2 Germs. What's up, Eddie Kingston? Oh, I'm on to you, Y2 Germs. Dark Star, Richard, the Multi-Man, Major Blazer, Thomas Meadows, Jazzman, when the Jazzman's testifying, it brings you to your knees. Truly Epic asks, what happened to the Spawncast Clips channel? You know what's funny? We have no idea who runs that channel. We have no idea who runs the Clips channel. Oh, no, wait. Does Evan do the Clips channel? One of those. It's either Out of Context or the other one, or the Clips channel that someone we don't even know runs it. So that's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's, you know, free publicity. What's up, Ethan? What's up, JV? Sprout? What's up, Chris? Status Array? Do you have your passports? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. You missed nothing, Aether. We literally just started. I'm just figure gotta do streams, man. People like streams. People like hanging out. They're fun to do. You know, today there wasn't too much crazy. Nintendo phone. I mean, once again, they should have done that when Sony was doing the Vita phone or the PSP phone, you know? Ether. Okay, Ether, the shit that make your soul burn slow. Is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or Dame Dubby? Oh, I get it. You Biggie and he's Puffy. How's the racing rig? Racing rig's good, man. I need to get back into Gran Turismo 7. I took a break because I was like, well, maybe if I wait a little bit, something good will happen with the game. And really nothing good has happened with the game. Destiny FOMO. You're a piece of shit. $10 donation. What happens first? The Amico gets released or the Knicks win a ring? Okay, first off, you live in New York. All right, so you're either claiming the Knicks or you're claiming Brooklyn. And if you're claiming Brooklyn, then did you claim the Nets, the New Jersey Nets? Because I don't think you did. But probably, I think the Knicks will I think the Knicks will win before. Well, because the Amico, where is it? Amico's supposedly done. They took it on tour. They're like, hey, look at this Amico. Plays cell phone games. And then, all of a sudden, oh, we don't even have a working system and all this shit. It's like, what is going on here? What's up, Scout? Yeah, the Knicks and the Spurs, you know, back in 99. That was kind of a random team because it was done by, you know, with Allen Houston as the main guy. But, you know, it'll come around. Here's 5 for your Nets comments. Go Knicks. Diana Lopez, a real one. Thank you, Diana Lopez. I appreciate you. No, here's the thing. Not every team can win a championship. The Hornets have never won a championship. There's tons of teams that have literally never won a championship ever. Yes, it's been a very long time since the Knicks have done it, but at least they've done it. You know, that's kind of my mentality. Am I ready for the Splatoon prequel? I don't know why people are freaking out about this game. Of all the games to freak out about that Nintendo is doing, like, Splatoon 3 should be like your comfort food. You know, not every game has to reinvent the wheel. Not every game has to break the mold. And, you know, Arlo's more than welcome to have his opinion, but, like, I almost wonder, like, what he wants the game to be. Like, it looks like Splatoon. Okay, it's Splatoon 3. But, you know, everyone has their own opinions. He did have the Cavs back in 2016. Look, the Knicks team should have beat the Rockets. Am I a roller coaster guy? Hell no. I don't like heights. I don't like areas where I feel confined. The craziest roller coaster I ever rode was the Incredible Hulk at Universal Studios. And I was 17 or 18, and me and my buddy went down there with my parents. And he was like, dude, I want to ride this thing. I was like, well, fucking go ride it with my dad. Like, what the hell? And he was like, nah, man, come on, just ride it with me. I was like, all right. So they put us in the back. We were in the last row, and I was the end seat. So it's like, here's all the rows. We're in the last row. I'm on the end seat towards, like, nature and shit. And, like, I was on there, and I was gripping it, and I screamed so much that when I got off, I didn't have a voice, and my hands were stuck like this for like 10 minutes because I was gripping it so hard. I was like, hey, man, it was rough, man. It freaked me the fuck out, dude. It was wild. It was a cool roller coaster, though, but we have Salmon Run. What are some of my feel-good go-to games? I mean, mine are kind of weird because, like, it's just games that I really like. Like a Super Mario 64, Metal Gear Solid 3, a Shenmue or something like that. Like if I just want to play something randomly, like that's what I'll go for. What up, Coop Attack? Out of my whole collection, how many games have left unfinished? A ton. It's just fucking... I beat Jurassic Park. I never beat Alien Syndrome. I never beat Altered Beast because I don't like Altered Beast. I never beat Choplifter. Never beat Thunderblade. You can't really beat NBA Action 94 or 95. Primetime Football, can't really beat that. I have beaten Greatest Heavyweights. Beat King of the Monsters, beat Sonic 3. Cyborg Hunter, never beat it. Shaq Fu I did beat. Street Fighter I beat. King Salmon, never beat that. I always get to like the second part. And yeah, when you get to like, because like you win the first tournament and then you go to another tournament. That's some really good music though. Dun, 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 dun. Like really makes you want to fish, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird. TMNT Shredder's Revenge should be a Game of the Year contender. You know, they're going to put one indie game in there, but I don't think it's going to be, because there's always one indie game, and I have a fucking feeling they're going to put that stupid feline AIDS-ridden cat with Stray in there, because everyone loves the cat. Everyone loves the cat. I don't love cats, okay? I would rather have a turtle than a cat. Will I ever do Class versus Crass again? It was Jay's decision to shut it down. And he just, I think he's just too busy. He has a lot, like, besides his YouTube stuff, which, like, isn't his main source of income, like, he has a lot of other stuff going on. And I just think he doesn't care about gaming news anymore. He just doesn't have the time to keep up with it. What do I think about the Pantera tour next year? It's cool. Like, it's not a reunion, it's a tribute. So if you're going to do a tribute show, why not have half of Pantera in there? You know, and you got Zakk Wylde and the drummer from Anthrax. I think it'll be good. Hello, hi from Latin America. Hello, Jamie, Yame. I'm not sure. I'm thinking Yame if you're from Latin America. What do I think about the Ouya still relevant in 2022? I think MVG needs to lay off the drugs. All right, he's the drug seller. He shouldn't be high off his own supply. No, I haven't played my Ouya in forever. And it wasn't even my Ouya. It was my housemate's Ouya. Somebody bought it. Ugh. Somebody bought it for him as a birthday or Christmas gift. One of, I think it's brother-in-law or something. It wasn't a bad little system, though. You could go for it. Truly epic. Nobody cares. Are we going to start seeing more games with animals as a main character? I mean, Sonic. Sonic is an animal, a hedgehog, if you will. A lot of 3D platformers have animals. I think it was just straight. People have this affliction with cats right now, where they love cats. And like, for whatever reason. Like there's been, here, you want a fucking cat game? This is a cat game. Garfield caught in the act. All right, this is a good cat game. Not that stray bullshit. It is nicotine. Steve Graff, $5 dono. What's up? What is up, Steve? Hope you're doing good today, buddy. Nintendo Prime in the house. What's going on? I like how sometimes in your videos you'll say your full name, and your full name is like really long, like Nathaniel Rumpelstiltskin Jank or whatever. It always makes me laugh. Yes, it does look like a giant crayon. Tasty crayon. I actually have not played Sunbreak yet. I never downloaded it. GT7, I'm kind of, there it is. Rumpelstiltskin. Okay, the Garfield game was good. Let's stop all that. Yeah, Blink's Legend of K was an animal. No other animal games here. Brutal, Paws of Fury, they were all animals. Does this headset work on consoles as well? I don't, it's a USB headset, so I don't know if it does. I've never used it on consoles. I've had this thing for freaking ever, and I just bought it because it was like 20 bucks and I needed something to listen to stuff with. Primal Rage, yes. Why do I smoke? That's an interesting question. So the origin of me smoking was I was working at Sonic when I was 16, and I was the drink and ice cream person. And I noticed all these people getting breaks, and like I didn't get breaks. I was like, why are they getting a break and I don't? They're like, oh, they're getting a smoke break. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I smoke now. And they're like, no, you don't. I was like, no, I do. So I had a friend buy me a pack of cigarettes, and then I would go out there and smoke. And that was why I started smoking, because I wanted smoke breaks at work. And I mean, I smoked cigarettes like very casually. Like when I was like, I think the first time I ever smoked a cigarette, I was like 12 or 13. Because my buddy, like his dad was a heavy smoker. And he just had like cartons of Winstons in this closet. He was like, you want a pack of Winstons? And I was like, okay. You're a kid. You don't care. What's an RGT workout look like? I have a lot of resistance bands. I go on the treadmill for a while. I do like 150 crunches. That's pretty much it. Try to eat a little better too. That sucks, Jazzman. Jazzman. Oh, Jazzman. When the Jazzman's testifying. Legendary, I used to. I don't anymore, though. I haven't in over 10 years, probably. How old am I? I am 37. I run my mouth, too. I mean... Still alive with the $5 donation. Always wondered if you owned anything from the first or second console generations like Atari 2600, maybe the ColecoVision or Vectrex. I have a 2600 and I have a, is a 7800 considered like, well, I guess maybe the 5200, but I have a 2600 and I have a 7800. 2600, it's hard for me to get into those games because a lot of that relies on nostalgia, you know, pretty much like what NES does for guys in their mid-30s, early 40s. I feel like a lot of that relies on nostalgia. The 7800, though, you know, there's some decent games on there that you can actually play. You know, the controller's kind of god-awful, and the audio sucks because they use the same chip from the 20... If they would have put a proper audio chip in the 7800, like something designed for it, I think it would have been fine. But that audio is just like, ugh. Ugh. Favorite Twisted Metal game? Nostalgia-wise, I would say 1, but probably Black was the best one. Oh, Sheila? Oh, Oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. And it's funny because everyone thought that song was Prince because they totally ripped off like his drum kit and his vocal style. You can tell I buy from DK Oldies. I've sold to DK Oldies. I actually, I sold some stuff, with, just some random stuff. Like I had some DS games I had bought like years and years ago that I never played. Games like Teresia and some obscure RPGs on there that are worth a lot of money. So I sold them to DK Oldies because it was just easy. Is it okay if you like me more than Spodwave? Of course. Like Spodwave is great, but he's very vanilla. You know, he'll never get too crazy. Like even when we're like off stream, like he's very vanilla. Like me, him, and Nate were playing Halo Infinite some last night. And like Nate and I were telling all these crazy stories, and like it was just like sitting there like in silence, like scared. Spyro, DK Oldies, eBay is cool if you're fine with doing individual items. I just wanted, it was right before I was moving, and I'm like putting away my games, and I'm looking at like some of the DS games that I had, and I'm like, I'm never gonna play this game. Let's see how much it's worth. And it was worth a good bit of money. And then like I found more and more just random shit that I was like, I don't really care if this is in my collection or not. That was worth money. And then they gave me a lump sum, and I was like, okay, I could have made more money selling them individually, but you know, time is money, and I didn't feel like putting the time into it. Blake Romo, Tony's brother. What's the story about your 32X collection? Do you have all North American titles? Just started collecting myself. It's hard to find. Longtime subscriber and fan. Well, thank you, Blake. So I got into the 32X when I was actually a kid. My biological father came down to North Carolina, and him and I went to this indoor flea market that sold like video games and stuff, and he was like, oh, you can get a game or something. And I was like, all right, cool. So we went there, and I remember they had a 32X and Star Wars Arcade. That's like a bundle for $100. So he let me get that, and I loved it. I was like, this is so cool. Like playing a game like this on my Sega Genesis, it was so cool. And then I ended up selling my Genesis, my 32X, and all that stuff that I had for it when I was buying, I think it was an N64 or Sega Saturn. And then when I was getting back into collecting when I was like 19 or 20, my buddy had a box of Genesis games and a box of 32X games. He was like, you want them? I was like, yeah, sure. And then I just started buying up 32X games. Like, I don't know. And then, yes, I do have a complete North American set. Not everything is boxed or anything like that. A lot of it is, I'd say about half of it is cartridge, maybe a little more than half. Yeah, I'd say a little more than half is cartridge only. But I mean, you know, I got all the games, and then I got bored and decided to write a book on it. I will power. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the down now. Yeah, Liam, it's kind of new to be doing the streams, but I'm liking them. What is my hype for the Robocop game? You know, I think it has a chance. They did a lot of things right in that trailer that made it very appealing to me. If you've ever played Robocop games, you know that the arcade games were decent. Like up until, well, I mean, they were decent. Your home console ones weren't decent. Your Terminator, Robocop versus Terminator was a good game. And then you had the Xbox with Titus made it, and it was a Robocop game. Fucking horrible. One of the worst games ever. I don't know why more people don't shit on this game. I actually own it physically because I'm an idiot. What's my favorite Street Fighter game? I gotta go with 2 Champion Edition, which I know is a very vanilla thing to say, but that was the first. Once again, my dad came to North Carolina to visit us, and he was staying at a Marriott hotel, and there was a little walkway that was next to the pool when you would go to swim in the pool, and they had a Championship Edition cabinet, and I ended up spending all my time doing that. Still alive. What's your best guess as to why the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster still haven't been ported to consoles yet? Is because they think they won't sell right. So I don't know, because it makes a lot of sense. It was supposed to happen too. I do feel like it's something that wouldn't need a lot of like run up. You know, they wouldn't have to do like a bunch of pomp and circumstance, like something like they would have to do with like Final Fantasy VII Part 2 or Final Fantasy 16 or something like that. It's something that you could literally like throw out a trailer and be like, okay, it comes out next month. And I think people would be fine with that. But I don't know. It's very bizarre to me. It's very bizarre. MTS 93 writes, wait, you wrote a book. Yes. So this book, The Complete Sega 32X Guide, available on Amazon, is a book that I wrote. I didn't design it. My buddy did the designing. I paid him money. We got cool interviews in here and whatnot. This is literally I almost had a complete 32X collection. And I remember I was laying on my couch one day and I was just like fucking around on my phone. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a book on the 32X. So I came up with this fucking horrible idea. Absolutely horrible. And like for graphics and stuff. And I sent it to my buddy and I was like, hey, I'm gonna write a book. He's like, oh, that's cool. I was like, yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. He was like, that looks fucking terrible. I was like, yeah, it's not great, but I mean, it's a start. And he was like, well, I actually know how I have a software to do that. Do you want me to do it for you? And you just pay me? And I was like, yes. So that's how it all ended up coming to be. How big is your vape? It's about the size of a large crayon, you know. But thank you, Moaz, for the $2 dono. How long did it take you to write the book? Honestly, not very long. The reviews were easy because I was familiar with all the games. Like, they're not... The thing about the 32X is you don't have to worry about RPGs and shit like that. They're mostly arcade games, ports of games that you've already played before, and like a couple like random things. So it was very easy for me to just share my thoughts on the games. And then it was kind of more about like fleshing it out. Like, what else do we want? So I have I have people like Joe Redifer from GameSack, MVG, the drug salesman, talk about their thoughts about the 32X. I got Al Nielsen, who is the VP of marketing for Sega leading up to the 32X in here as well. That's a funny story. I'll tell that in a minute. Canceled games and stuff. Reviews for every game and 32X CD game. You know, advertisements for the system, how it worked. And I was smart because I was like, all right, if I write this book, knowing how retro gamers are, if anything is wrong in this, they will crucify me. They will pin me to the cross and I'll be hanging there for the rest of my life. So I gave Joe Redifer some money from GameStop. I was like, Joe, here's what we're going to do. He's like, all right. I was like, you're going to read everything from this book and make sure that all my technical jargon is correct as far as when I'm talking about like how many colors, frame rates, how things were done, you know, any technical jargon, you tell me if it's wrong. And so he was super helpful with that. So I made sure that it was good. Spider-Man, dude, if you still had Spider-Man, that's the most expensive 32X game. I spent $300 on that. That was one of the last games I needed for my collection. I got a box copy and I bought it for $300. Now it's worth like $1,500. What if a classic console re-released and they started reprinting cartridges for the system? Do you think it would sell well? I mean, maybe. There is a market for it. I just don't think it's as big as a lot of people hope it would be or wish it would be. Sell? I know I should sell it. Yeah, it was Jason who did the layout for the book. What's up, Bathing Ducks? You know, because there's things like the Evercade. And there's a, you know, the Evercade is really cool. And it has cartridges. So there's a market for it. I just think it's a very niche market. Gamers will buy anything. When it comes to nostalgia, yes. I think, okay, let me take a step back, though. Because if Nintendo fucking started reprinting cartridges for something and, like, did a system that worked with the cartridges, it would sell. It would sell like crazy. Absolutely crazy. My acting career. That was another thing. That short film I did. Literally came up with the idea, shot it the next day or two, and then sent it to Jordan Fringe. Actually edited that for me because at that time I was literally using Windows Movie Maker to stream or to record my videos and edit them, and I couldn't even like zoom in on something And so I was like, Jordan, you gotta do this for me. So I gave him some money to do it. I think I gave him some money. Can I burn my chest hair again? Let me see if I got a lighter. I think I do. All right, I'll do it for you since I didn't tell you how big my dick was. You can ask your mother, though. She knows. Let me move this. Like, it doesn't really hurt. It just stinks. Ugh. But see, I don't mind the smell. I trimmed my chest hair pretty recently though, so it's not too long right now. I never get kicked off the Spawncast. Still alive. Last question. What are your thoughts on buying repro carts? I've gotten quite a few now that cost way too much for the real thing. I have some. I don't hate them. What do I have that's a repro? The only repros I really buy, the smell doesn't bother me, dude. The only repros I buy are like Japanese games. So like a game that came out on the Super Famicom that comes to mind. The Back to the Future game. Fucking fantastic game. The fact that that game did not come stateside is the stupidest fucking thing in video game history. Stupidest fucking thing in video game history. It was literally for American. I don't think you go to Japan and be like, oh, you guys big Michael J. Fox fans? Like, I don't think Back to the Future was that big there. So it was crazy. So I bought that game. What other repros do I have? Sweet Home on the NES. I got that from John Riggs. So Sweet Home on the NES, once again, a game that never came out on the NES stateside. It was a Famicom game. So what up, football? So I like some games, but you know, some of the repros. What up, Rax? It's coming the back door. It's probably open. What up, Aldo? So the $1 million question is, when are we gonna get, who the fuck is Destiny FOMO asking for a friend? You know, that could be a good show because I don't really know her. Like, we're friends, but like I really don't know that much about her besides what she puts out there on camera. So that would be a good one. Zen Alpha has been on before. He kind of went into hiatus and came back kind of recently, but now he's kind of gone again. But he would be cool. And Lady Decade is cool, but I think the time zone thing would be a problem. Because when we go live at 9 Eastern, and she lives in the UK. Her and Top Hat live in the UK. And so, fuck, that's like, what, a 6 or 8 hour difference? It'd be like 2 in the morning for her. I don't know. I know they got kids and shit, so she might not be down for that. But I would like to have her on. A lot of people think she's stupid and that Top Hat is like writing her scripts, and she's not stupid. Like, I've talked to her, like she knows her shit. What are you talking about? I curse a ton on live streams. We have a member! We have a member! Government Fat Cat. Thank you for joining the RGT Army. Appreciate you, brother. Or sister. I don't know. You could be the man in the picture. You could be the woman in the picture. You might not identify as a man or a woman. You could be a they, them. Whatever. Welcome to the RGT Army. 5 hour time difference. Okay. So, that'd be like 1 in the morning. I don't know. If she was down. John doesn't really have a whole hell of a lot of guests on anymore, though. I think he likes the crew that he has. Jazzman! Jazzman! When the Jazzman joins the army, he gets some emoticons. Thank you, Jazzman, for becoming a member of the RGT Army. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. My wife and I watch you in bed after the after show. Awesome. I hope I set the mood well for you guys. Ever thought about selling the 32X stuff? Aldo, say something so I can mod you too, just in case. Even though everyone is like very well behaved in here. Like I've had zero issues. I probably just shot myself in the foot saying that. You know, I'm not really John Duncan, the Argentine Army. This is great. We're going to war soon, folks. We're going to take our troops, go to war. What the hell was I saying? Oh, the 32X collection. I'm not really selling. Like, here's the thing. Everyone watched that retro collecting video is stupid. The reason I wanted to make that video was because I wanted to, yeah, the raisin face. That's a classic. I wanted to talk shit about WATA and talk shit about game prices. With that being said, I did purchase a retro video game for a substantial amount of money very recently, like days after I purchased that. I got it from Forgotten Freshness because I was just searching for this game because it was a game I had for my Saturn back in the day that I lost, and I didn't lose it. Somebody stole it from me. I know exactly who it was too. It was a short person, and I've always wanted the US version of the game. I had the Japanese version, and Forgotten Freshness had it for up on Mercari, and I shot him an offer, and then they went $20 under because they knew who I was. So, like, it's about when I say collecting, it's like when I'm talking about retro game collecting, I'm talking about like driving to flea markets, driving to whatever in hopes, in dreams of catching someone who doesn't know what the fuck they have, when everyone knows what the fuck they have nowadays, for the most part. Going to garage sales and stuff, you know, buying bulk lots and, you know, hoping for a big thing. Like, if store owners want to do that, fine. I understand that you need inventory. But for the average person, it's just like, it's not worth it anymore. You're going to spend that much money in gas and then come home with nothing. Buy what you want, save up for something if you really want it. If not, if you just want to simply play the game, just play the game. Emulate it, pirate it, play it on a clone console. I don't care. Just play the game and enjoy the game. I got to catch up here. Arthur Hero. RGT, how many thoughts you got in circulation on a regular basis? Currently, I only have 2. It's like 1.5. This one girl gets mad at me all the time because she's very, like, into politics and stuff, and I'm always joking about shit like that, and she gets really mad at me. But, like, if I hit her up, like, half the time she'll still come over, so I don't really know. Was I ever dude, I'm a Hulk Hogan maniac. Hulkamaniac, sir. Steven Sullivan. If real, do you think that the Twilight Princess Wind Waker compilation will come before or after Breath of the Wild 2? Before. Before. I am shocked that we haven't heard about it yet, but to go back, you have to look at how they handled Super Mario 3D All-Stars. That was 3 games. They literally said, hey, this is coming out in 6 weeks. They did a big showcase for it, and then bam, we got it in 6 weeks. I really think you can do something like that with both Metroid Prime Remaster and the Jesse Avina 99. Welcome to the RGT Army. I think you could do something like that. Sean Gordon! Welcome to the RGT Army. I think you could do something like that with those titles. Because you don't have to explain shit. Like, it's not like Xenoblade 3 where you gotta be like, all right, this is how the battle system works, this is what's going on in the story, this is what you're gonna see. Splatoon, same sort of thing. I mean, Splatoon, you do need something. They will do something before the game releases. But a game like that is like, yeah, you bought that shit on the GameCube. You bought that shit on the Wii U. You're buying it again on the Nintendo Switch. Metroid Prime, little 5-6 minute trailer refresh. Like, hey, this is the first time we went 3D with this shit, and it was fucking awesome. I don't know, Forgotten Freshness. Yes, of course I remember Jiznoof, just another crazy click. I'm not sure if Forgotten Freshness is named after them, but it's a video game store in New York, and I've met them. Or are they in Pennsylvania? They're in one of the tri-states, which really Pennsylvania isn't considered tri-state, but quad state area. But they're super cool dudes. I've met them before at Too Many Games. Vincent from the Acacia Strain was there with them, and I got to meet him, so that was cool. G Million! I like your mustache. Thank you for the dono, my brother, with the hot dog. I might go for a hot dog tonight. Joshua Finze, loving the Spawncast after shows, man. Greetings from the UK. Tell MVG we miss him. You can have him. We don't want him here. Oh yeah, they did do a full album. Air Garaki 17. Welcome to the RGT Army. This is gonna be the new thing. Welcome to the RGT Army. I need to get like, instead of the horn, I need to get Left Right Left by Drama as a song. Left, 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 right, left. I feel like that wouldn't get copyright claim because what has Drama done since that album? Like since 2000, 1999, the man hasn't really been doing much. Appreciate you, Air. That's awesome, brother. Greetings from Serbia. That's a cool place. I don't know. I don't really have much to say beyond that. What do I think is the best wrestling game on the Switch? I mean, it's either Wrestling Empire or Action Arcade Wrestling. It just kind of depends what you want. If you want more something where you have like control of things, you like the simulation and micromanaging side of things, Wrestling Empire is the best. If you just want to download a bunch of people from various promotions and play an arcadey style game that has a lot of fun, Action Arcade Wrestling. And then, of course, you got Retromania Wrestling. If you want WrestleFest, there you go. The Axiom. Digimon Survive for the Switch is going for $100. So they think there's a chance for second print. Subs to the Banco didn't print. Klonoa remake in the US. There's a lot of weird shit with that. I saw somebody ask me what I thought about Digimon Survive. I never got into Digimon. Like, Pokemon was my thing, and then I got older, and I didn't really follow up with anything with that. So all I know about Digimon is that Digimon, digital monsters, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's all I know. So I didn't pick it up. I saw Wood made a video today, and he was, like, very upset that it was, like, so text-heavy. So I don't know. Have I played the Ys series games? I have played Ys Origins, and I have played Ys 8. Ys 8 is... I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. Ys 8 is what I can word it like this. Ys 8 is what I want Xenoblade Chronicles to be. I want Xenoblade Chronicles, the combat. I want that combat from Ys 8 in Xenoblade. And then Xenoblade would be the best fucking game ever. Something about the combat in Xenoblade kind of drives me nuts sometimes. And Ys Origins was super fun. That game ruled. I bought it fucking physically too. Is joining the RGT is like joining the New World Order. Oh yeah, you know how we do. Yeah, Frogun looks cool. Frogun. I don't know how you say it. It makes sense for it to be Frogun, but I see the word Fro, and since I've had an afro before, that's where my mind goes to. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you, buddy. I don't have a Discord. I don't know. They're, like, I go on there for the Spawncast, because we actually do the Spawncast through Discord. But I don't know. It seems like too many fucking people get, like, caught up in some weird shit on Discord and stuff. I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm not trying to be a victim. Yeah, it's definitely more turn-based, and just over the years... Dwan Davis! Welcome to the RGT Army! Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, it's just... I don't know. I do prefer action RPGs more so than turn-based RPGs nowadays. Wu-Tang Shaolin style. That game's fucking awesome. Originally Thrill Kill. And then Thrill Kill was deemed too violent, so they're like, alright, let's put Wu-Tang in there. Like, perfect. Good idea. I think they're making another Wu-Tang game. A beat-em-up or something. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that. Dwan, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Hustle and motivate! Welcome to the RGT Army! Appreciate you, brother. Hustle, motivate, very good people. Dude, that Wu-Tang controller's sick. So expensive, too. I am playing Live Alive. I'll probably finish it in a few days. Maybe later. I don't know. It depends. Depends what I got going on. But yes, Live Alive is awesome. What do I think about Triple H being head of creative? It'll make for some good things. I think it'll make for a better product. I don't mess with RPGs, but Panzer Dragoon Saga is a masterpiece. Oh, dude. I still remember when fucking Milton sent me that game. Milton was his name. He was a viewer. He sent me that and Dragon Force. And people thought that, like, I bought the games and mailed them to my... Like, this is how crazy people are on the fucking internet. Back when I had a P.O. box, I got a package from a gentleman named Milton, who I've met twice at 2 different conventions since then. I always give him a hug, a free shirt, anything he wants at my table, take it. I don't care. And I had made a video talking about some games that I've never owned. And some people were like, oh, you did that so that people would send it to you. Okay, I picked Panzer because it's expensive as shit, and I know nobody's crazy enough to do that. But Milton said, fuck that. I am Milton, and I'm going to fucking rock your world. So I got a package. I remember I opened it. He sent me a very nice letter. I still have the letter. I actually still have all the letters from there. Some in there, and then there's some in the arcade room behind the black curtain. And I pulled out Dragon Force out of the box, and I was like, holy fucking shit. This fucking Dragon Force. I started freaking out. And so I was like, this is greatest thing in the world. So then, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, there's something else in here. And I pull it out, and it's fucking Panzer Saga. Gizmo! Welcome to the RGT Army. And I lost my shit. I literally just started laughing hysterically and just ended the video. I was like, you know what? I have other packages here. We're done. We're done for today. I'll do something else next week. And I met him, and I was like, dude, why did you do that? And he was like, oh, you know, I just had him, like, hanging out in a closet. Like, I've had him forever. I just, you know, I was never going to play him. I don't really care about selling games, so I figured they'd go to a good home. Actually, Panzer is up there, and Dragon Force is down here somewhere with a... Oh, there it is. Good old Dragon Force. I bought a protective case for it. And, like, if I ever, like, had a crack addiction or something and I had to sell all my games or I just went broke or whatever, I would always keep those 2 games. Always keep those 2 games. I've never sold anything that anyone's actually ever given me. I have a very good memory with shit like that. But those 2 games, I would never sell. Never fucking sell them. Dom Abba! Much love from Liverpool, UK, dude. Oh, it's MBG country. Pip, pip. Cheerio. Cruise on, yeah, in the USA. Is Dragon Force... I loved working design stuff back in the day. Like the lunar stuff that they did. And I remember going to a place called Buy Right Video Games in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I remember seeing this game and seeing this picture right here where there's like a million fucking people on screen. I was like, I have to play this game eventually. I want to say it was going for like 60 or 70 bucks at that time. And then, of course, it's just gone up substantially. And I never got my hands on it. And I actually never played it until I got this copy. Steep learning curve. It's fun once you figure it out, but you got to figure it out. I definitely like recommend like checking out a guide or something to do it. Pecker Dupree interview? I would. I just haven't talked to that dude for fucking ever. Do I have a copy of Chrono Trigger? I do not. I was a Sega Genesis kid, so a lot of the Super Nintendo stuff I didn't play till I was older. There was this kid named Ryan who I used to go to his house in like 4th grade, I think it was, and he had a Super Nintendo. So when I would stay at his house, we'd play Super Nintendo, and his mom would take us to like the rental store. When he would stay at my house, we'd play Sega Genesis. But really, I didn't play all that much Super Nintendo. Like Link to the Past, Super Metroid, I didn't play those games till I was an adult. Do I have any Retro Game subscriptions? I had a Retro Game Treasure for a while. It was cool. You know, you're not going to get fucking $1 billion game in there, but I feel like if you're just looking to beef up your collection with stuff and you're not really super particular, they're good services. If you are a particular person, save your money. Save your money for the game that you actually want. Did I ever play Platinum's previous games? Like Metal Gear Revengeance and Vanquish. I did play some of those. I never got into the Wonderful 101 stuff. Just wasn't for me. He thought I was affiliated with Retro Game Treasure. I used to do stuff with them. They used to send me boxes and I used to unbox them, but I was just like, I have too much stuff. We gotta stop. Is Grandpa still okay? Yes, he's actually without the walker now. Grandma texted me today, Tuesday. She texted me Sunday, said he was walking without the walker now. So yeah, he's super good. I'll probably go over there maybe Thursday. I think my cousin's going over there. First video game I ever beat was Super Mario Brothers, the original. That was, God, I don't even remember. How was the light gun controls for House of the Dead remake? I saw a lot of people had problems with them. A lot of people said in my video, they're like, this fucking thing sucks. And I didn't have that many problems with them. You do have to constantly sort of recenter it, and you probably need to be sitting in a position. When I played that game, I was recording. So I'm down here with my screen right here. So I just positioned my chair this way, and I was right here, and like, it was fine. Yes, you would have to readjust or recalibrate, but you map it. It's mapped to a button. I believe it's X. And so it just recalibrates right in the center. And plus they've actually done a patch since then, since the initial launch of the game, to sort of make it like a little bit better. Shout out for Puerto Rico. Do I know any Spanish words? Buenos dias doesn't count. I know abuelo and abuela, because I used to go to my cousin's abuela. Your tia, that's your aunt. What's uncle? I don't remember. I know some Spanish numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play Platinum Games by my favorite people. What is that? I thought you were talking about Platinum Games like the company. Like that made Vanquish and shit. Tio. Okay, that would make sense. Did I get Sonic or Altered Beast? I got a Genesis 2, so it came Trabajo. Or no, El Baño and Trabajo. I think El Baño is bathroom, Trabajo is toilet. Puta, of course, puta. Puto. Buenas noches. Esta noches. Conga. Trabajo's work. All right, so I took Spanish 1 through 3 in high school. Spanish 1 and 2, there was this hot-ass girl in there who was actually dating my friend. And I was dating a girl that she knew because they were both cheerleaders. And we decided that it would be a good idea to like mess around with each other in Spanish. But she was super smart and I was super dumb, and she would let me copy all of her stuff. So Spanish 1 and 2, A's. I made A's in there. And then I got to Spanish 3, and she wasn't in my Spanish 3 class, and I got an F. I know very little Italian. What's up, Dav? Como te amos, S2? What is your name? Just got Metroid Prime 1 and 2 off of Whatnot for 68. Yeah, that's pretty good. Will Sega make a comeback to make another system? I don't think so. I don't think so. It would be interesting to see, but I just feel like there's too much. Like, Sega has too many problems. They can't even market their fucking Sonic Frontiers correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sonic Frontiers, this is a home run. During that trailer that we got for the Nintendo Direct, during the Nintendo Direct, was the best trailer, and it took forever for that to come out. They're doing these 8-minute presentations on that, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? Ian Coop, $5 dono. RDT, my man, been watching the channel daily, weekly for years now. Keep up the great work, my man. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate you. We need an RGT Date Night Chronicles segment. Oh, man. Dating apps are horrible. See, look, here we go. Best adult dating site. You talk about dating, and then they come in here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody wants your scams. Go away. Dude, they fucking hear you, man. It's crazy how these algorithms and bullshit works. Like, I would love a Dreamcast too. I would love Sega to get back in the console war. I just don't have any faith in them. I have no faith in them whatsoever. They wouldn't even bring it. That's the thing. they did a better job of bringing classic games to like things like the GameCube and the Xbox 360. Where have you been? What is going on? What are you doing with these other things? I love what you told Miss Click about that girl. John, they're no good. You don't want them. Jazzman, yeah, dude. Big Brother is watching. They are watching. Oh, James. Jesus Christ. Who do I hate more, KD or LeBron James? I'll say KD. Only because I was a big LeBron James fan when he first came into the league. I remember I had his first shoe that dropped. My dad actually picked them up for me. Excuse me. In New York City. But KD has always just been kind of like, you know, a ring chaser. That's what it is. LeBron, you know, he does have a lot of stuff. I'm laughing at a comment. If you can guess which comment I'm laughing at, you'll any HDMI recommendations for N64? Should I mod it? Mod it. There's nothing really good for the N64. I love Eon, but that thing that they did is just S-Video. I never opened my Astro City Mini either. It's sitting right there on the shelf. I wanted to play Virtua Fighter on it, but I never got around to it. Oh, Kobe all day. Kobe's much better. Can I have a rose? Oh. Yeah. She's crazy. There's something about KD that just Gizmo. There's something about KD that just rubs me the wrong way. Suggestion on how to get back into watching pro wrestling? Ease yourself into it. Or I don't know. That's actually a good question. It depends on what you like. You know, if you want something that feels familiar, I mean, WWE still feels very the same. If you want something that's a bit fresher and a bit more modern with different styles of characters, AEW is fantastic. It's not perfect. No wrestling is perfect, but Pokemon predictions tomorrow. I think there's going to be some interesting stuff there. I haven't heard anything. I think a lot of the focus is going to be Scarlet and Violet. That's partially one of the reasons why I'm doing this earlier, so I can go to bed at a decent hour and be somewhat awake and bushy-tailed to watch the presentation tomorrow. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And once again, Pokemon having a presentation has nothing to do with Splatoon 3. Please stop. Favorite Castlevania game? Dawn of Sorrow on the DS. For traditional Castlevania, like before it went Metroidvania, Rondo of Blood. Okay, do not ease back with Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Yeah, Metroid's going to be there. The GTA 6 port for the Switch, they're going to have the first trailer there tomorrow. No. Tips for dating apps? Avoid them. Avoid dating. Dating is just ridiculous. It's stupid. It's terrible. What are my thoughts on dating? Symphony of the Night is great. I do love Symphony of the Night, but I don't know. Dawn of Sorrow is just so damn good. And then when he beat the game, he got Julius mode. I don't know. Something about that. It's probably a little bit of nostalgia talking. Strip club suggestions? Don't. Okay. So I used to go to the strip club a lot. And like I knew the girls there. Some of them I knew way too well. And one night, I remember some of my buddies from high school had came back into town, and we went out drinking very heavily, and we went out to the strip club. I remember Laj was there, Lajuan, who was my best friend in high school, and he had come into town, so we went out there. And I'd been talking with this girl, and she was like, "You want to dance?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll get a dance. That's cool." And so I get a private dance. Next thing I know, I like come to, and I'm like, "Oh man, what the fuck happened?" I fell asleep. I fell asleep while I was getting a dance. Now, do you think this lovely young lady was kind enough to wake me up? Was kind enough to be like, "Hey, the dance is over"? No, she wasn't. She continued to dance, and then added them all up. And I ended up having to give her, I want to say it was $25 or $40 for a dance. I ended up having to go to the ATM and getting out over $300. That was on top of the money I had in my pocket already. And I knew the security guard that would watch like the private room. And I was like, "Jamal, come on, man, please." And he was like, "What the fuck happened?" I was like, "Dude, I like fell asleep or something. I don't know. Please just help me out here." He's like, "Man, nothing I could do about it." And I was like, "God damn it." Yeah, it was terrible. Robbie Roxas. Every live stream is like story time by the fire. Perfect while on the road. Favorite horror games that intimidated you? Cheers, man. So Resident Evil 1 definitely scared me as a kid. You know, the fucking with a dog, wolf. No, that's a dog. When it jumps through the window, like that was like the first time a jump scare ever hit me. I would say Enemy Zero though. Enemy Zero freaked me the fuck out for the Sega Saturn back in the day because of two things, really. The CGI graphics, they went like really super bloody with them, and there was some really grotesque stuff in that game. And then it was the combat, because half of the game is like a point and click adventure, and then half, maybe not half, let's say 3/4 of the game is like a point and click adventure, and then a quarter of the game is you're running down these long hallways or like these open areas trying to get to the next area, trying to avoid the alien that's on the ship, but he's invisible. So it's all based on sound. So there's like a little bell that plays. It's like dun 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 dun. And when you get closer to him, the bell starts making noise, and you actually can fire a shot at the alien to sort of subdue it to get you from like messing with you. But if you miss the shot, you only have one shot because it's an electric gun that has to recharge. So it kills you. That game was super tense, and in the right setting, amazing. Amazing. Lotion. Dude, I don't go to strip clubs anymore. Any of the strippers were gamer. I'm guessing Pole Position was every stripper's favorite game since the Axum. So I'm trying to think if I ever played. I'm pretty sure I played video games with Lynn, because I dated Lynn before she became a stripper. And then, okay. I dated this girl before she became a stripper. Then we went to the strip club one night, and now she's a stripper. She came, "You want to dance, baby?" Because her voice was fucking weird. And I was like, "No, I don't want to dance." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "I know what's going on here. I've gone on this ride before, and it was free of charge. Why am I going to pay to go on the ride when I'm already well familiar with what this ride, what there is to expect from this ride?" The fuck asked that? Parasite Eve. Yes, Pedro, I've already ordered it. Hopefully I get an early one from Sega so I can keep one boxed, but if not, I already have it ordered. Parasite Eve, yeah. Parasite Eve has one of the top 5 video game intros of all time, where like the chick's on stage singing and then like everyone spontaneously combusts and there's like fire and shit. I love that. That's burned into my mind forever. Do you think Platinum Games would make a cool vampire game? Yes, I think they would, because it would be a very action-y sort of vampire game. You know, sort of like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta. I think they could do a lot with that. Hey, Jay in the house, the creator, or the designer, I should say, of the 32X book. Should go to an emo fest? Yeah. They'll kick me out, probably. Yeah, like Soul Reaver. I ever managed to do a kickflip? Yes. I could do kick flips, front side flips. Heel flips were more of my thing, though. I was better at heel flips. I could do heel flips, fakey heel flips, half cab heel flips, fakey inward heel flips. I was a heel flip guy. Offered me a ride once. I said, "No, thank you." She's probably trying to... See, that's the thing. There was 2 girls there that I was friends with. But I knew... Because like sometimes we would party together and stuff, but I knew that they were kind of... sketchy. And like, because I was friends with them, they would talk to me on like, you know, beyond just a business level. And she was, one of the girls was telling me once that her and her friend had met this guy who was staying at because where I lived was like a big tourist area for golf. A lot of people came to golf there because they like the golf courses. And they met a guy who came to golf and they fucking robbed him in his hotel room. Like, almost like the George Costanza thing where he got handcuffed to the bed. I don't think they handcuffed him, but he was like so drunk that they took his money, they took his wallet, they took his credit cards, all this shit. And I'm just like, yeah, we're not partying together. No partying. Strippers look like they stink. Okay, so there's two types of strippers. There are the strippers that are doing it to exploit people, and then there's the strippers that are doing it because they just need money. Now, here's the difference. There was this one girl that was a stripper, and she was fucking gorgeous. She worked out. She had abs. You know, some of these girls are not the hottest girls in the world, but you're seeing them naked, so you're like, okay, not bad. But then you have like the high caliber, high quality ones who just want your money. Don't talk to them. You can't get their number. You don't know their real name. Nothing like that. And I would always try to get this one gorgeous girl, and she would never talk to anyone. So I talked to one of my friends. I was like, "Yo, what's the deal with her?" And they're like, "She's just here for work. This is what she does. She's exploiting these idiots that get drunk and give her a bunch of money. She goes home. She doesn't party. She doesn't mess around. She doesn't do anything." So, you know, there's two types. There are strippers you can bring home, but you're probably not bringing home the pick of the litter, we'll say. Do I like Amir and the Acacia Strain? Of course I do. Amir is awesome. Acacia Strain is awesome. It made me sad when they were beefing, but I'm glad they fixed that. I've talked to Frankie before. I've met Vincent. Yeah, you can't knock the hustle. Like, there's definitely tiers to it, though. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think that strippers are just dummies. And they're just stupid women who just take off their clothes. That's not the case. There's a lot of them that are out hustling you, and you just don't even realize it until it's too late. Thank you, Bloody Bones. Appreciate you. Your ex was a stripper. She was fired because she was too negative. I mean, there's tiers to it, man. There's tiers. And the more you hang out there, the more you realize it. Because, I mean, there's girls that are lifers there, or at least a stripper's life. But like the girls that sort of come and go that you don't see all that often, that you maybe, okay, here's a great way to indicate it. If you walk into a strip club on a Tuesday, you're going to see different people than if you walk into a strip club on a Saturday. The girl that's there on a Tuesday, more than likely, not to overgeneralize, but more than likely, this is her only gig. You know what I'm saying? This is what she does. She strips a couple times a week. The girl that's there on Saturday, that's super hot, that's the only day she goes, but she knows that's when the most people are going to be there. And that's how you could tell. Do I like Rings of Saturn? Their new album is kind of weird, but I do like them. Have I ever been to a Spirit Box concert? No, I haven't, but I'd love to. I remember finding them when like they just first started out and like talking to them on Twitter. Because I was familiar with Courtney from I Wrestled a Bear once. What do I think the lifespan of a stripper is? I mean, well, not like lifespan, but as far as a job span is concerned, you'd be surprised. There's some older women that do it. It's like porn. There's always a market for it. Thank you, Alessio. All right, Keychain, we'll stop talking about the strip clubs. I pretty much said all I wanted to say. Ever been to a Dave Matthews concert? No, because when Dave Matthews was relevant, I would refuse to go. It's too like weird hippie. What's that one song they got? I eat too much, I drink too much, I want too much. Like that's a good song, but I don't know. It's not really my style. Project Eve. What was Project Eve? It sounds familiar. Let me look it up real quick. Project Eve console game. Oh, this game. I don't know. It was announced a while ago. I remember it from the showcase. I don't know. That's a game that I don't think we're quite near when it's going to come out. Because Project Eve, more than likely, isn't the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? I think they're calling it Project Eve as a project. Weed Eater from Wilmington? I do not. Too much to say? Yeah, okay. I remember that. Yeah, dude, I have fucking variety at the ass. Okay? Like, crazy. Like, my playlist is like Whitney Houston, Madonna, Acacia Strain, DMX, 3-6 Mafia, Zilla Cami, fucking, Kavinsky, Mariah Carey, Boys to Men. I'm all over the fucking place. Led Zeppelin, Mississippi Queen, and you know what I mean. Is Star Fox Zero a bad game? No. No, it is not. It is a misunderstood game. 3-6 is still around a little bit. DJ Paul's still doing stuff. Juicy J is actually still very popular. But they do some stuff together. Get out of here, love chat! You hussy. We're not talking about strippers anymore. We're done with the stripper talk. Do I ever get video game burnout? No, not really. Because, I mean, if I don't feel like playing something, I just won't play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just won't play it. Like, I don't have an obligation unless it's something I want to review. Because, like, when I review a game, especially, like, a first-party Nintendo game, like, take like, Luigi's Mansion, for instance. I remember getting that Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch. I literally beat that game in one day. Like, I got the game the day it came out, and I played it for the 12, 13 hours to beat it so that I could make my video on it the next day. So sometimes that could be, it's not work, because, I mean, you're just fucking playing a video game. So no. And, like, YouTube burnout, no. Like, I don't care. It's talking, this isn't hard. Okay, not to overgeneralize, because I do understand that there are people that put, you know, hundreds of hours into their videos with editing and shit like that. I don't do that, obviously. I just, you know, I have light editing and I get by my personality. So, like, for me, it's like, I don't get burned out with this. It's just talking about stuff that I'm interested in, and hopefully people want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I don't really get burnout from anything, because if I start to feel a little bit of burnout, I just kind of ease back a little bit. Did I watch Ric Flair? Yes, I did watch Ric Flair's last time. Buck Cherry, the one Buck Cherry song is good. I can't say anything good about Nickelback or Seether, but I love the cocaine. I love the cocaine. That was a big stripper song. Did I see the RGT or the AEW game leaks? RGT game leaks. I haven't yet, but I know that they're out there. I'm actually going to check them out in a little bit. Wait. Milton! That's Milton! That's Milton! Hi, Milton! Hope you're doing good. But we were just talking a little earlier ago about Dragon Force and Panzer. Hope you're doing good, buddy. It's been a while. My favorite arcade one-up is... It's not The Simpsons. Although I do like Simpsons bowling quite a lot. I would say the Turtles one, probably. I have the most fun with that, I feel. Because, you know, Turtles Arcade 1, not a lot of, you know, there wasn't really a great home version of it. So that game is a little bit tougher to come across. Well, until the Cowabunga collection comes out. Have a good night, Halberter. I'm not going to watch The Boys. Did I ever play the Punisher game? Oh, yeah. That was cool. I love the environmental kills with that game. I thought that was super fun. Nope, still alive. They're just gonna... Okay. How do I resemble... I've heard Eddie Kingston. I've heard Eddie Kingston, Fred Durst, Frankie from a Mirror. Chris? Not quite as much. Oh, Andrew, don't worry. You're not missing out on anything, dude. These streams just started up very, very recently. I had this live stream channel forever, and I would just put weird random content on here. And people were like, yeah, we're going to live stream on it. I was like, you know what? I will. Supposedly, Time Crisis is coming. I'll take David Benoit because that's his son and he looks just like him. Best Jurassic Park or World movie? The first one. First one. Perfection. It's a good question, Germs. I don't know. Would I have bought my arcade 1-up for Turtles if Cowabunga Collection came out first? I mean, it does feel different. Yeah, I'll take Brooklyn Brawler. It does feel different playing it with a joystick and buttons. But I'm not sure. Grandpa's doing good. Jay had a Dr. Pepper. Proud of you, son. I haven't had one in a while. Project Eve, I don't know what's up with that. We looked at it, but why didn't that pop up for me? What the hell? Beetlebum, thank you for the dono. It's a vape, Jason. There's nothing in it. Jason, it's a vape. I use this in front of my grandma when I'm at my grandmother's house. There's nothing in it. What's up, Abaddon? Cool dude, super noob. Must be a Meatloaf track on place. Fuck yeah. Big respect for being the only Spunkcast member to acknowledge his passing on the episode. Dude, Meatloaf, my fucking mom saw him at a bank once. That's the Meatloaf story. She saw him at a bank once. Meatloaf rules, though. Like, Bat Out of Hell. And I would do anything for love. And I would do anything for love. Life's a trip, man. For sure, down south. Yeah, R.I.P. Bill Russell. That was fucking heartbreaking. I used to have an addiction to Diet Dr. Pepper. And when I say an addiction, I mean an addiction. I would drink a 2-liter at work, and then I would go home and drink like a 12-pack a night. And I ended up quitting when I moved to Delaware, and I went cold turkey, and it was literally like coming off drugs. Headaches, mood swings, chills. It was the most bizarre thing in the world. I think it was the aspartame. But I won't do that. Yeah, Killer Instinct came out. I didn't get it, though. I wasn't a huge Killer... I say that, but of course I drunkenly bought Killer Instinct 1 for the Super Nintendo. I never really got super into it because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I do like it, though. I just suck at it. Like, I'm fucking terrible. Like, literally terrible at it. And I try, and I just suck at it. Have I ever met anyone famous at a store or something? Yeah, I've met some famous people. I met Kevin Willis from the Atlanta Hawks at Planet Hollywood Atlanta when we went there to eat some food. I've met a bunch of wrestlers at events. I've met Petey Pablo outside of pretty much in a parking lot in North Carolina. I've met some people. Nothing super crazy. I don't know, like celebrity stuff. Like there's the handful of people that I would get excited about meeting is very small. Is very small just because I don't really care about all that much stuff. Do I drink or smoke weed? I drink occasionally. I don't smoke weed anymore. Dwan, I'm not sure what's going on with Project Eve, dude. I looked it up. It seems like it's still in development. I remember seeing that game now that you mention it, but I haven't heard anything about it. It looks like there hasn't been any updates. Oh yeah, I'm at the Hardys. I've actually been to their house or Matt's house. And actually, my buddy just DJ'd Matt's oldest son's birthday party. Him and I used to DJ, and he was like, dude, you're never gonna fucking guess where I'm going. I was like, where? He's like, I'm going to Matt Hardy. He found me on Facebook and I'm DJing his son's birthday party. I was like, whoa. Is the Sega Mini 2 gonna have Snatcher? I hope so. I don't know if Lita was there. I'm sure she was. Like these were big parties. When you would go, because they used to have the reality show that they did on their website, and my buddy was actually a character on there, so we would go up there sometimes. I love Terror. Hatebreed. Don't forget about Hatebreed. I know they kind of went commercial, but Satisfaction is the Death of Desire is a great album. I love, you know, Tony Hawk 4 was very different than Tony Hawk 3 because of the open areas. I would say I like Tony Hawk 4 better back then. And I probably do like it better now because it was once again, perfect game to bring up here, buddy. With Splatoon, we're getting into Splatoon 3. Okay, 1 through 3, pretty similar games. Tony Hawk 1 through 3, pretty similar games. Then they rebooted it. Then they were like, okay, you know what? We're going different. We're going different. That's how it works. Get out of here, love chat. Love chat. Still playing the Ibanez. Will there would be a Sega CD mini, not a dedicated one. Because I mean, they're putting Sega CD games on the whatchamacall. No, Project Eve is like a new game that it's kind of like an action game that was announced at a PlayStation showcase. They're still doing Tattoo the Earth? Wasn't that fucking like from the early 2000s, like Coal Chamber and stuff? I just don't smoke anymore because I don't know. I had a couple bad experiences and like, I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. I just don't. Third Birthday is very different than the other games. So Third Birthday is like, it's like a straight on weird action game. It's not bad, but I prefer the traditional Parasite Eve stuff. I actually didn't play Third Birthday until somewhat recently. It's okay. Like, don't spend a lot of money on it. Yes, Callisto Protocol is day one. I'm friends with Metal Jesus Crew, Riggs, Reggie, John Hancock, and all. Yeah, I've talked to MJR. I've talked to Riggs. I've talked to all of them. I know. I wouldn't say like I wouldn't go over their house, like show up unannounced, but like I know them. We've talked before. Crash Bandiluke, you're not being ignored. There's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of people talking. I try. Here's my motto for the chat. I try to do my best to read everyone's things. Obviously, if people are kind enough to donate or something like that, then of course they have priority. Just the rules. You know, you gotta keep that in mind. You're welcome, Zach. You are welcome. Woden's Throne. If you want a good laugh, there's a 50-second video where Jordan Peterson talks about his grandmother. It'll be fun to see you react to it on stream. He's a very interesting character. He says a lot of things. But I'll check it out. Did I see the Resident Evil 9 leaks? I haven't. I know Max, Dreamcast guy, made a video about them when it first happened. But I didn't check it out beyond that. RGT, I wanted to get into skateboarding, but I'm nervous about the first steps towards skateboarding. How did you learn to skate and what was the process like? The process was very hard. You kind of just have to do it. Like, you just have to, like, just be like, you know what? I'm going to ride. And it depends. It also, you know, when you're a kid, there's a lot more scrutiny, but when you're an old dude, it's like, it's different because you're like, you know, I'll smack the shit out of you. Like, don't fucking talk to me. Yes, I'm just learning how to skate. You know, just get a good feeling for it. Get, you know, you gotta crawl before you walk. You know what I'm saying? So just get used to riding and then start to explore tricks. There are people who just ride and that's all they do is ride, and you get like a longboard or something. But yeah, you're gonna fall a lot. Canada? That place still exists? I've actually been playing a good bit of Halo recently online with John, Spawnwave, and Nate, Nathaniel, the hate. Big fan of the channel, and also this stuff when you talk about work at GameStop. Thank you, saving from a lot. Dude, GameStop was terrible to work for. Terrible to work for. Have I ever streamed live gameplay? I have. Maybe some of the future streams will contain that. Just depends. Yeah, see, I don't really get into like it's grifters. You have grifters on both sides. You have the diehard left grifters. You have the diehard right grifters. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Just be a person. Be a person. Look at a situation and then assess that situation and then decide what you think of that situation. Don't just, that's the problem. That's the freaking problem. Everyone is just so, or I shouldn't say everyone. Most people are just so enthralled with either representing the right or the left side that they don't even think outside of the box. They don't even think about looking at it a thing as an individual item, and they just go with whatever their friends are doing, whatever their people in their political sector are doing. And it's like, that's so wrong. That's so crazy. Like, that's so crazy. Because it makes them money. Exactly. They're grifters. They are the superest grifters in the world because they know that they're going to rile up these people. They have their base of people. There's a huge base of people on the right. There's a huge base of people on the left. There's not many people in the middle because the people in the middle, they're the ones who are like, oh, you're not going to take a stand for something. It's like, no, you jack fuck. I'm just looking at things from an objective standpoint without clouding my mind with a predetermined notion from a side, from a political side. Watch what George Carlin, when he talks about politics, when he talks about politicians. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. All right, here we go. Sorry, I got behind. See, that's what happens. That's what happens. I start talking about shit and we get behind. Do I have any customizer board, crazy type of wheels? Nah, just standard wheels. I never got too crazy with that. Go Lakers. Questionable. Lakers need a rehaul. Now I will like the Lakers if Donovan Mitchell comes here and we give you guys Julius and then we take on Russell Westbrook and buyout. Yeah, politics. It's all bullshit, man. I once asked my grandpa, I said, you know, what has a politician ever really done for you? As someone who was in the service, as someone who's now 80, you know, early 80s. I was like, what has a politician ever done directly for you? He said, nothing. You know, you go along with the flow. You wake up, you still gotta put food on your table. You still gotta pay your bills. You know, life goes on. How many Switch consoles do I have? 3, 4, 3 or 4. I think 4. Rent's always going up. Food's always going up. Inflation's always happening. Things are always expensive. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna write a letter to the president that you voted for? Help me. No, because he's not gonna give a fuck. Just live your life. Oh, fucking. It's crazy. Like, I don't mean to hark on this, but the fact that people, their whole identity online and in real life is dedicated to a political side, whatever that side may be, blows my fucking mind. Blows my mind. How are you such a sheep for something that doesn't care about you? How are you such a sheep for something that's going to fuck you over constantly? It's like an abusive relationship and you keep going back to it. Some people build their identity around a console. You're not wrong. Look at the console wars. It's crazy. What are my thoughts on the Knicks draft picks? Oh, we didn't really do much. But that's okay. Because we got a lot of young studs and we still have a bunch of draft picks just sitting there. Don't talk politics, but I see that's the thing. Crash, I told you. Just say it. I'll try to do it. I just get on my things right now. I did get the Astro City Mini. What's up, Vincent? What's up, Chris? No, I don't think Sony's ever going back to handheld. I don't think Sony's ever going back to handheld. It's too much of it's a market that's dying, and because of phones, it's pretty much cannibalized it. I mean, let's be real. Nintendo, the kings of handheld, pretty much got out of the market as far as the dedicated handheld is concerned, because the Switch plugs into your TV. There's a reason why that happened. I'm on the side of fun. What's the one question I never get asked that wish people thought to ask? That's deep. I'm doing well today, by the way. I don't know. I don't know that I have a question. You know, I try to be an open person. Some things I won't talk about, but for the most part, I try to be an open and transparent person. I don't know. I take whatever comes my way. Should we see a Sega Saturn Mini? Yes. Will we see a Sega Saturn Mini? No. Well, thank you, Crash, for joining. Appreciate you, brother. SummerSlam was pretty good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't have Taco Bell today. What did I eat today? I don't know. What did I eat today? Oh, I ate a Hot Pocket. Anyone think the Switch 2 will be all digital? No. Not for Nintendo. They still make way too much money on physical sales. And I feel like, yes, Baja Blast is mandatory. I feel like, I just feel like that's too risky for them right now. But you never know. I mean, the market supposedly dictates it. And the thing is, all these digital sales figures that you see, you have to remember the digital sales are accounting for games that are available digitally only. So if a game is available digital only, 100% of that game will be digital sales. So that's 100%. So if you take, two games, one game half sells physically, half sells digitally, a game that sells 100% digitally because it's only available digitally, that's obviously going to skew the numbers. But nobody thinks about that. I've tried to catalog my games and I was just like, this is taking too long. No, thank you. I'm not familiar with Ripaverse. Should I be? Somebody asked how I was feeling about Jalen Brunson. He talks a good talk. He's a really good player. I think he'll be a step in the right direction. Okay, I'll check him out. Somebody asked what I thought about that. I don't know how to say her name. Aminoroth or whatever. I mean, she's hot. She's exploiting dummies who want to give her a bunch of money for some reason. Like, people are like literally emptying out their wallets and like skipping rent for this. Like, there's psychological weirdness that goes on with that. Amaranth. Almond Roth. I don't know. I'm not very good at English. My first language. I don't really follow like people like that. Like making some damn hot tub stream. You're not in a hot tub. You're in a goddamn children's inflatable pool in your bedroom. That's not a hot tub stream. Call it a children's inflatable thing. But yeah, she's getting the bag. Like, I'm not gonna hate on that. Oh wait, is Ripaverse Comics that new dude who's making the comic and like he crowdfunded the whole thing and it was like he got like over $1 million? I would recommend Deep Fear. Excellent game. That's pretty much like Resident Evil. Okay, yeah. I know who that dude is. Bring Backpage. Seriously. Bring Backpage back. It'd be better. You'd be better off. You get a better rate of return. I like Keels. Keels is a good player. I wish that DS games were on the damn Switch. He's at 3 mil? Damn. Good for him. You know, some people don't like things being retconned and all this trash. And, you know, if you want to make a new character, it's like what I was talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now they're saying he's like bisexual. Some chick wrote a book where it's like he's kind of like flirting with a bisexuality. It's like, this is a character from the 70s. I've never once looked at Obi-Wan Kenobi and been like, You know, does he suck dick or does he eat pussy? Never thought that. I don't think anyone really thought that. There's no reason to retcon this character and give him a love side all of a sudden when it's never been what the character is about, just in my opinion. So, it's just weird. It's just weird, like, unneeded. Unneeded. He doesn't need to have a sexual thing. You don't need to make Obi-Wan Kenobi seem more human. That's never been an issue with the character, but, you know, whatever. He actually fell in love with a lady in the cartoon show. Well, he's bi. To be fair, the actor who played Kenobi in the 70s was bisexual. So, okay, maybe everything's coming back full circle then. Maybe we've been the foolish ones and we never saw anything in there. I don't know. It just seems random to me, you know? It seems random. Well, everyone wondered about Chewbacca. He met Anakin as a boy, Jay. It's called grooming, sicko. Maybe that flies there in Canada, not here in the good old States. I'd love to have a Star Fox Adventures in a fashion similar to Star Wars Fallen Order. That would be dope. Constance, don't say that. Is it a good book? I don't think I never really got like super into Star Wars like that. So I never, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a large contingency of people that were genuinely interested in what, you know, who he was banging. Me personally, I'm not that person. Kelvin, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of rocking with the Mets. I've always been a fan of both. I've never picked one over the other. And a couple months ago on Twitter, I made a stand. I said if the Mets win this game that I'm watching, I'll be a Mets guy. Plus the colors match better for the Knicks stuff. Chances of a Dino Crisis remake, slim to none. Do I hate Switch Force? I don't hate Switch Force. I miss the one guy that used to be there, the other guy. I don't think the current guy is a big fan of me. Join the club. Taker 610. What's the most I'd give up for Donovan Mitchell? I would give up 5 picks and Grimes or IQ. Preferably Grimes. I love Grimes as a player, but I feel like Grimes isn't going to get the playing time he needs on this team. And I prefer IQ and Obi because they have a connection. You know what I'm saying? They're good friends off the court. And I think that's very important, especially when we're talking about young players. I think that's very important for their mental game. Game franchise that needs a breaks, asks MTS 1993. Call of Duty. I don't understand. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. Stop it. Stop with the Call of Duties. Necro Banana. We are out of milk. Get more. Okay, I'm on it. And actually, we're not out of milk because I just opened up a fresh gallon of skim milk. I like skim milk because I eat a lot of cereal. Nick's losing to see. Yeah, they probably are. But it's funny because there's an interview floating around where Mark Cuban is like, they ask him, like, did you think the Knicks did tampering? He's like, no, they just do what everyone does. I have no problem with what they did. Chris, $5 dono. Do I watch any wrestling YouTubers like Cultaholic or What Culture? I watch Marky D. I like Marky D. I watch Promo Joe and Botchamania. I think Promo Joe's better than Botchamania. That's just me. I like Promo Joe better. I'll watch some of those videos, but I won't go out of my way to watch them. Sean Ross Sapp is cool too. I like what he does. I watch some of it, but see, I know a lot of that stuff. You can't really surprise me with anything wrestling related. Chris with a $5 dono. Big Knicks fan here too. Good sir. Thinking about going to AEW Grand Slam in September. Have you seen AEW live? I have not. There's a stupid story that's attached to that. I was supposed to go. I had tickets waiting for me at Will Call. I had to have my phone to get the tickets at Will Call. I couldn't find my phone. I looked for my phone for fucking hours, tearing apart my house. Couldn't find my phone. I sat down at, I want to say it was like 8:30 on the couch just because I was fucking tired. And I felt something poking me in the back of my thigh. And it was my goddamn phone. And it fell on the couch. I'm doing good. Creepy Georgia. Oh, the stones or whatever. I don't know. See, I'm into conspiracy theories. And I really like conspiracy theories. That's the reason I like the game Zarski, though. I like the appetizer. When I go to restaurants, sometimes I order an appetizer as my meal. Like, I want some chicken wings. I want some mozzarella sticks. I want some fucking the potato skins with the cheese and the bacon on them. That's my meal. That's what I want. But I do understand that some people want a full-on thing. Yeah, like, I really get into conspiracy theories, but, like, that thing to me never was all that interesting. It never was really all that interesting. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate you. J Joji, what's up? Do I miss game manuals or guides? I miss them both. Manuals more so. What's better, Ghostbusters or TMNT figures? That's tough. I would say TMNT though. We had more stuff with those. Yeah, I might get an appetizer sampler for dinner tonight. That sounds good as fuck. Like, you would think so, but it was like one of those things where it's like, you looked at the at the couch and you think, I've already looked there. You know what I'm saying? You think, oh, I've already looked in the couch. It has to be somewhere else. So you're checking your pants, you're checking outside, checking in the kitchen, checking out down here. Crazy. Where do burgers rank as food? They top tier to me. I mean, they're pretty much up there. I could always eat a burger. Like a burger and pizza, like I'll never get tired of those foods. I can get tired of pretty much any food except for like those. Paul Gale Network, what's up, brother? Good catching your stream. Keep up the great work. Thank you, buddy. Hope you've been doing well. I saw something. Can you recommend an N64 game? Yes, I can. What were we talking about last night? The monster truck game on the N64. Because like John Spawnwave just went to a fucking monster truck thing, and it looked really cool. And he was like, yeah, dude, it was awesome. There's fucking Gravedigger was there. He didn't say fucking, of course. But he said Gravedigger was there. Robosaurus ripped a car in half. And I remember there was a really good ass monster truck game on the N64 that had like the Hulk Hogan truck in there and the Sting truck in there and shit. And it was a really fun game too. Monster Truck Madness 64, I believe is the name of the game. I'm trying to find it on my shelf. Maybe I don't own it. Maybe I need to buy that. And Mischief Makers. Yes, Monster Truck Madness. I'm going to check out the AEW news in a little bit. I did see that there was news, but I haven't checked it out yet. I mean, Kelvin, you might... I mean, I'm sure you'll like the game if you like Monster Hunter. And, yes, Kevin Nash did the commercial. So you'll probably like, Monster Hunter. And Sunbreak obviously brings a lot more. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about the fucking appetizers. Hold on, gotta say something nice to this girl, dude. This girl, this girl is so hot. I was like, I would chop off my left nipple for you, and she's like, don't do that. And I was like, but I would. I'm just putting it out there. I don't really need a nipple, just to show you how serious I am. All right. Thoughts on Digimon Survive? It's not a game for me. It's not a game for me. I never got into Digimon, so I don't have any sort of feeling for it. And I know that Wood didn't really care for the game too much. And he said that fucking everyone was just crucifying him. Like, he was saying that people were saying Digimon was like their game of the year, and I was like, no, but nobody thinks that Digimon Survive is their game of the year. He's like, dude, I swear to God, like, our top comments are like game of the year. I was like, what? Also, I do want to clarify. I made my video about video games being a little bit boring in 2022. Everyone tried to crucify me. You know what's funny? The entire gaming industry is down in sales. Why is that? Maybe, just maybe, because people are a little bit bored. I understand inflation is going to play a role in that, but you would think that it wouldn't play that big of a role. If there's stuff out there, I mean, look at fucking COVID. COVID was fucking crazy. You couldn't even leave your goddamn house. People still bought stuff. You still had to buy video games. Just saying. Yeah, see, I'm not into visual novels. Do I like tactical RPGs? I liked them a lot more back in the day. Right, it surged through COVID, and then 2021, even take away that. So you had 2021, which was the rebound from COVID. So now everyone's going back to work or whatever. And then you would think that it would do better than 2021 because people are back in work, people are making money. And it wasn't. It's down year over year. Necro Banana, favorite N64 game that's not first party is Body Harvest. Body Harvest is so damn good. Body Harvest is a game. So Body Harvest was essentially made by the people who went on to make Grand Theft Auto 3. It's like a pseudo open world game. I would love that game to get a remaster. That's a game that needs a remaster. Do I think there'll be a video game crash? And that's a good point too, Shabunky Boink. You know, like for everyone on YouTube, like views were down for July. And it's like, yeah, you know, that happens. Like I've seen people, that's one thing that drives me crazy. It drives me fucking insane on Twitter. When I see my YouTube friends and colleagues complaining that views are down, complaining about the algorithm, complaining about YouTube not sending out notifications, complaining about this, that, and the other. And it's like, I learned a long time ago that YouTube is an ebb and flow. Some months you'll do really good. Some months you won't do really good. It's an ebb and flow. It's an ebb and flow. The more advertisers are putting into it, the more money you'll make. Advertisers aren't doing a whole hell of a lot in June or in July because people aren't home. People are outside. People are at the beach. People are with their families. They're not all weirdos like me who just spend all their time doing shit with video games. All right. They're living life. So yeah, there's going to be there's going to be lulls. It's ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. You cannot go to any YouTuber social blade, and you will see a graph that looks like this. Because there's ebbs and flows. Any YouTuber. And plus you'd be saving your goddamn money too. What the fuck are you spending all your money on? I'm doing just fine. July was a shitty month in terms of overall views. I'm doing just fine. It'll bounce back. We're getting into the holiday season. Quit worrying about it. Save your money. Invest in something if you fucking can't save your money instead of just... And plus there hasn't... What happened in July? Like nothing? I don't know. This is crazy to me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'll never complain about shit like that. Never. Because it's not worth it. You know what happens? You release a video and it does shitty. You know what you do? Move on to the next one. Think about what you could change up. Or be satisfied that anyone is even taking time out of their day, out of their life, to watch you. Because it's an honor to have people watch you. It's an honor. It is a privilege to have people watch you. Because nobody owes you shit. In any facet of life, nobody owes you shit. They certainly don't owe you their time. Time is you can always get money back. You can never get time back. So if somebody's taking time to watch one of your videos or watch 100 of your videos or come to one of your streams or watch 100 of your streams, doesn't matter. It's all equal because they're taking time for you. You. And you don't appreciate it. Just saying. What about Pat and Ian? Am I friends with those guys at all? So Pat doesn't, I should say he didn't like me. I think he's okay with me now. But I know there was a time where he didn't like me because it involved some of my friends were kind of beefing with him. And it kind of came to a head at a Too Many Games after party. This, that, and the other. I have no personal problem with Pat. You know, he's pretty successful with his books and stuff like that. You know, kudos to him. He's found what works for him. Kudos to him. Ian, I've never talked to Ian. But, you know, they seem like, you know, decent guys. Home Depot. I need to go to Home Depot. Everyone tells me, oh, you bought a house? How many times have you been to Home Depot? I'm like, none. Like, you need to go there. You'll get fun stuff. Zarsky, I think it's more of, there's kind of like the old guard of gaming YouTubers, and they view things a little bit differently than some of the people. Like, you gotta remember, some of these people have been on YouTube for like 15 years now, you know, so they're not going to quite view the platform as someone who's been around for, you know, half that time would. So I think that's some of where it comes down to it. Is Tyrone Magnus the guy that says, I'm Tyrone and I just fucked your bitch? Long dick style or whatever? If so, I like him. Rogers Base. He's a very peppy person. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. Which is cool. Yeah, I love Vice City. That's a classic. Do I like 8-hour games or 20-hour games? It depends. You know, some games can be shut up, Jay. Some games can be can overstay their welcome at 8 hours. Some games can feel short at 20 hours. It just depends on what you have with based on like story and stuff. So I wouldn't say that I have an ultimate preference. When it comes to reviewing stuff, if a game is 8 hours, that's great because I can just play it in a day and beat it and then make a video on it. Whereas a game that's a lot bigger, you know, it's going to take longer. Yeah, I watched Classic Game Room, fucking Mark. And then there was the other guy too, Derek on Undertow. I don't know what happened. You know what? I think he got burned out, which is fine. You know, I can understand why people will get tired of doing the same thing for so long. I'm not tired. I'm completely satisfied and happy and with the direction of my channel and everything that goes along with it. But I do understand why people get tired of it. Yeah, DeGrom is back. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Who's better, Korn or Deftones? At the time, it was Korn. In retrospect, definitely Deftones. What's the longest game I've ever played? I don't know. I know the game that I've played the most is Metroid Prime Hunters online. Put like literally thousands of hours into it. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, see, still alive. And that's NWO, JB till infinity. That's the thing about the algorithm. Like, you don't know what it's going to do. That's the reason why you literally see people where they just upload a fucking random video that has like no subject or context. And like 8 years later, all of a sudden it catches on and it becomes really big. And, you know, people are, you could be too obsessed with the algorithm. But like my whole thing is you got to ride out. You got to ride out the algorithm. Some months YouTube promotes the fuck out of my videos to random people and I get a bunch of new subscribers and I get a bunch of new viewers. Some months I don't get that. And it's just, it is what it is. You know, Suicide Silence or Oceano. Oh, I got to give it to Oceano just because I'm friends with Adam. But Suicide Silence, Mitch era was fucking phenomenal. Chris Desmond, top 5 favorite TV shows. Simpsons, Batman the Animated Series, Seinfeld, Full House, don't laugh, and wrestling. I love you too, Jorge. Who's my favorite wrestler of all time? B, you know the vibes. Knicks Fan TV. If you are a Knicks fan in this stream and you're not subscribed to Knicks Fan TV with my buddy CP the franchise, fix that. Yes, I love Full House. That's dope. X-Eyes. Yeah, that's Adam, dude. He's super cool. Damn, Christopher, that's crazy. What game can I beat nonstop and not get tired? Probably Metal Gear Solid 3. I never get tired of that game. Because it always feels like you'll find like one little thing that you didn't know existed first. I like Futurama. The episode where Bender becomes a human and they go to the fake Willy Wonka place. I love those episodes. Is Superhuman the guy who jumps on shit? Joshua. The fucking one with the poofy hair. I had such... Honestly, back in the day, it was this group. They're called the Millionaires. They were like white girl rappers from like LA or something. There's 3 of them. All 3 of them were hot. The girl with the poofy hair, I definitely liked a lot. But in retrospect, the skinnier, shorter girl who was... Because 2 of them were sisters. And it was the one girl who wasn't their sister who ended up leaving the group prematurely. She was like someone that I like now. They're all hot. I don't know why I fucked with them. It was kind of catchy. See, I like Riff Raff a lot, and so you kind of find these associated acts. Like Little Debbie. I never liked Little Debbie. I still don't like Little Debbie. What's up, Gary? How you doing? What's up, Chill Collects? Favorite Nintendo console of all time? Oh yeah, Wrestle a Bear once. Was it the Krista or the Courtney era? I'd have to say the Switch, honestly. You know? Like I like them all. Like some more than others, but I mean the Switch has a lot of fucking awesome games. LMFA. Okay, I'm not a juggalo. I had one Fred, yes, PF Porlock. I love that game on any system. I'll play it on a fucking calculator if I had to. I am still alive. I'll probably end up, I kind of want that appetizer sampler, so I'll probably wrap up here in a little bit. What was I saying? How long have I been live? I don't even know. Day to Remember is cool. I like their older stuff better. Kind of like Bring Me the Horizon. I don't like... Oh, fucking ICP. I went to the beach one time with this kid who was a big juggalo. And the Jekyll Brothers album had just came out. And so, like, that's all we listened to at the beach. I've only been live for like an hour or so. That's not bad. I like Triple H being back in charge. Wii U is great because you can get all that stuff. I never really got into It's Sunny in Philadelphia. Yep, Grandpa's good. Grandpa's good. Everyone knows at least one juggalo. You know? Everyone. There was a question that I saw that I liked. Where was it? Lil Kim. Yeah, I like Lil Kim. Dude, Lil Kim. So, Lil Kim to me, and I'm going to say this because, you know, God forbid we live in a PC society, but Lil Kim to like 10-year-old RGT was like one of the first times where I was like, whoa, I think I like black chicks. Like, she was bad. She was, nowadays, not so much. But back in those days, I was like, well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Is this a whole, you know, group of people that I've just been sort of turning a blind eye to that I need to fucking pay attention to? Sure enough. It was. Yeah, Post Lil Kim is rough. Post Lil Kim is rough. I think everyone's high school is full of fucking juggalos. I have been with every race of women that there is. And I love them all. I just love women. Just love women. I think Logan Paul is going to be really good. The fact that that was his second fucking match. Oh, Foxy Brown, dude. This one girl that I used to mess with, her name was Precious. She kind of had like a Foxy Brown vibe to her. And like, dude, she was fucking bad. Her boy, I was like her white boy crush in high school. And like, I remember after high school, like, we started messing around a little bit, and then she got a boyfriend. And this dude was like very intimidating. Because you gotta remember, this is like 2005. This motherfucker had like face tattoos, like veins popping out of his muscles because all the dude did was work out. I'm pretty sure he was known in the streets. I didn't really know him like that, but I'm pretty sure he was known. And I was always afraid that like that dude was gonna kill me. And then one night I was at a bar and she was there, and I was like, is your boyfriend here? And she was like, no. I was like, fuck this, I'm going for it. And dude, just like, it was like, I must have slobbered like all over her face like a fucking dog. Like, I remember bits. It was a Halloween party, and I don't remember what she was dressed up as, but she had like this white dress on, and it was just, dude, she looks like her boobies looked all nice. I was like, I can't resist. Fuck this, we're going in. If I die tonight in my sleep, I'll die a happy man. Can I remember? I remember a lot about 1990. I have a very good memory, which is weird. Oh, I love Amity Affliction. I love Amity Affliction. I have a very good memory. I could remember very specific things, just because it's like, yeah, it's just so weird. I miss her. If I could find her on social media, like no cap, if I could find, I don't think she has social media because I've looked for her before. If I could find her and she was single, I would fly her up here. I'd be like, yo, I'll fly you up. I'll feed you, whatever. Just give me one more weekend with you. You know what I'm saying? I would in a goddamn second. Can't find her though. Can't find her. I remember taking her home from school a few times in high school, and like the area she lived in was like a less than desirable area. That was always fun. Nah, I wouldn't marry her. I don't marry. Give her the appetizer. No, I talked about Drunken Alien Kid. Let me take back Mortal Kombat. Shit pissed me off. Sum 41's okay. Sum 41 is a Secure the Bag band. Because they made like that pop punk shit, but they were actually very talented musicians. What if she gained like 200 pounds? I mean, yeah, it's good. Much like wrestling, the card is subject to change. Nah, dude. Like, I'm not like a simp, but like, and the thing of it is, I could just be like, she came up, I was supposed to say, have her like in the background, like walk in the background of a video. Tax expense, tax write off, because it's a work trip. Lee, do I know you? How do you know about T-Town? She wasn't from T-Town. I spent some time in T-Town though. Where are you from, Lee? You seem to know some things. I mean, maybe there's a bunch of T-Towns in the world, but all right, Lee. Mighty, I'll answer that in a question, or a question in a second. Good old Necro Banana. What happened to the girl that showed you her piercings? Also, I know no juggalos as I'm from Puerto Rico. Sorry. Okay, Lee. So, all right. I must know you. No, Precious didn't live in T-Town. She lived in Southern Pines. Wow, this just got really weird. The girl with the piercings, I have not talked to. Since that, I did wish her a happy birthday, but no, she's too crazy for me. What made me a Knicks fan? Growing up in the Northeast. Amazon Ross. I special order them off Amazon. Growing up in the Northeast and, you know, watching the 90s Knicks, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Derek Harper, Greg Anthony, like that was a huge time for me. You know, that was when, you know, you're growing up, you're a dude, you're kind of getting into sports and stuff. The Knicks were successful, so you know, it was Mace, Murder Mace. Larry Johnson, yeah. So it was special. Am I a Newfound Glory fan? Newfound Glory's okay. I like their first CD, honestly. Actually, I was dating this girl somewhat recently, and I bought her a cameo of the guy, of the lead singer of Newfound Glory. Edward Scissorhands. Oh, I love Cameron. Edward Scissorhands. One of my favorite movies. Watch you every day. Thoughts on a new Donkey Kong from San Diego. Cheers from San Diego. So, I would like a new Donkey Kong. I don't want another 2D Donkey Kong. 2D Donkey Kong is fine. Okay? We've gotten a lot of them. Gotten a lot of games that are 2D Donkey Kongs. I'm good. I'm good with the 2D Donkey Kongs. Give me a 3D one. But don't make it like a fucking Donkey Kong 64. Because I am one of those people. I did not play Donkey Kong 64 as a kid. I don't know why. I never bought it or whatever. But I think Donkey Kong 64 sucks. Okay? I think Donkey Kong 64 sucks. I played it with a goddamn expansion pack. It's slow. It's ugly. The controls are wonky as dog poop. I don't like it. I do not like that game. Make a proper 3D Donkey Kong game. People love Donkey Kong 64. You don't like Donkey Kong 64? No. I'm an adult. I don't like Donkey Kong 64. Best smelling spawn. It's like a slow... Yeah, Donkey Kong Odyssey. There you go. That's exactly what we need. What was the question I was going to say? Hold on. Best smelling Spawn cast member that I met? I would say John. John is a very good smelling individual. Every time that I've met John, he's always smelled nice. I've met up with him a lot. It's still weird as fuck that he doesn't listen to music, like any. I don't get it. We went on a 3.5 hour trip one way, so 7 hours total. We never listened to a single song. Never. Why? Why do we listen to absolutely no music? Why do we listen to podcasts? I've never met Miss Click. John, all he played was podcasts. All he ever played. Or YouTube videos and just listened to them. We did a fucking, he played Down the Rabbit Hole, DSP, which was like an hour and a half long. Just, he was driving. I was riding shotgun. And it was just driving down the road. And I'm like, listen to any music? He's like, no, we're just going to listen to podcasts. I was like, okay. All right. That's cool. Your car, you make the rules here, but I didn't get it, dude. It was weird for me. It's like, well, what am I supposed to occupy my brain with? So I started listening to the podcast, and it was interesting, but it's like, I don't know, something like that doesn't help pass the time, I feel. Listen to rain sounds. All right, it is 6:38 right now for me, so I'm going to wrap this up at 6:45 so that I can get my dinner on. So if you got any final questions, anything like that, get them in. I'll do my best to answer all of them. Which Spawncast member am I closest with in person? John. So when I moved to Delaware, I randomly moved up there, and I had done the Spawncast a few times, and I ended up moving like 15 minutes away from him. So like we would hang out. Like we would hang out in real life. He helped me try to fix my video game collection that I tried to hey Fee. That I tried to wrap Saran wrap around. But yeah, we like him and Evan. We went to this video game exhibit in Philadelphia. That was really fun. We used to meet up at a Friendly's and have breakfast and just talk about shit. So it was good. I would definitely say John, just because I've known him the longest personally. If you want to say, well, wait a minute. It's close between him and Jordan, actually, because I knew Jordan before this. I've known Jordan for almost not quite a decade, but I'd say about 7-8 years. So that's actually close. I will watch the AEW tonight. When am I streaming again? We will stream Thursday evening. We do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights after the Spawncast, pending, obviously, we did a Sunday stream. I've known 8-Bit Eric a long time as well. I've never really hung out with... So I've known Eric, but I haven't really hung out with Eric when I knew him, if that makes sense. Like, the first time I met Eric was, like, the only time I met Eric, and we weren't really friends then. Like, I didn't really know him all that well beyond just, you know, talking. (1988). I was 3 years old. I remember where I lived. I remember coming home from preschool and there was somebody robbing us. They were in the kitchen. I walked in the front door. There was the living room. There was the bedrooms were off to the side, and then it went into the kitchen, and there was somebody standing in the kitchen. And I was like, "Mommy, there's someone in the kitchen." She started screaming and grabbed me, and we ran out the front door. I remember some things about preschool. I remember getting in trouble in preschool. Yeah. It's go reset the router. I miss Lurch. Mitch. Am I excited about Clerks 3? I will check it out. Do I hang out with Wood a lot? Not really, but I talk to him every day. Now he lives pretty close to me, like a 3-hour train ride, so I'm sure we'll run into each other quite often now. Bro, because that was kind of like a scarring thing. Like, literally coming into the house and, like, there's just this dude in the kitchen. And I'm like, "Yeah, Mommy, look, there's someone here." And she's like, "Oh, my God." And she grabs him. She grabs me and just runs out the front door and, like, starts screaming for the neighbors and stuff to call the cops. There was no cell phones and shit then. Chris! No. Another awesome stream, bro. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you, brother. Want to come through DC? I've been to DC before. Channel Nintendo Collector. I'm not familiar with him. Fred Couples remaster or die. You're not wrong, Matthew. Bro, if I tried to skate now, I don't know. I feel like my knees are shot. Like, my knees are just shot. Okay, Lee. So, did you go to Crime Crest? If so, what year did you graduate? I was 03. Robert, that's when I was born. Love you too, Vincent. Jamie. I give him shit about that all the time. Yes. Okay, Lee. All right, so cool. Yeah, I graduated 03. Is OJ going to be on Who the Fuck Is? Yes. He's scheduled in. Favorite No Limit album? Master P, The Last Dawn. I mean, it's just iconic. I like Mystical's second album. I can't think of the name of it. I bought an edited version of it from Walmart when I was a kid. When am I gonna V8 swap the Pinto? It don't need no V8. I got my intake is coming in next week. It's an all carbon fiber intake system. Kind of pricey, but it's nice. It'll open things up a bit more, and then I'm probably like done. Maybe some different wheels down the road, something lighter. I have a piggyback tune, El Cruz. No, I don't have an Audi, but you're close. Okay, don't say that about Mystical. I do know Ghost Main. I am a fan of Ghost Main. I like his older stuff better, like John D. I think that he should have stuck with that style, in my opinion. But you know, he's doing his thing. Did you start the after show so you wouldn't need to do the pre-show? I did. Okay, this is what we'll end. Oh, Ghetto Fabulous is good too. This is what we'll end it on because it's almost 6:45. My thought process with the after show. So I saw the pre-show. OJ's doing the pre-show. It's doing really well. I didn't want to, because it was almost like we were competing initially because I did a pre-show and then he did a pre-show. So I was like, I'll let him do that. And then I was thinking, I was like, well, there's a ton of people that watch the Spawncast. I bet that a lot of them would come over to watch an after show. So I started spitballing the ideas to him. I was like, nah, it's better than a 3.20 Quattro. I was like, what if I do an after show? And they're like, okay, well, what's it going to be like? And I was like, you just come on. If you want to come on, cool. If not, cool. Because a lot of times we would sit around and just talk to each other after the show ended. And I was like, well, fuck, I could do this live. You know, people would be interested in it. You know, more of the human side of the people behind the camera. And so that's how I came up with it. And I was like, let's see how it goes. And it ended up really going well. Gary, tell your mother I love you. Or her. Or you. Because you're here. Your mother's not here. All right. 6:45 is hit. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was a very enjoyable stream. Nissan. Come on. I keep it German, bro. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who chatted. Thank you to everyone who became a member of the RGT Army. We're going strong in here. I will be back Thursday night streaming, so make sure you stick around for that. If not, I'll catch you guys Saturday night on this channel as well. After the Spawncast, of course, there will be videos all throughout the week as well.